institutions. You want to support something as flimsy as a personality, something as flimsy as me, right? Instead of the ideas that I carry that can outlast me and outlast you. In the wake of the death of Linda Masari, I think all of you should at least have a pause where you realize how personalities are so fragile and to an extent cannot be the be it and end it all. How, in actual fact, basing everything on personalities is pretty absurd. Unongomuka mangwana makuseni woudzwa kuti Dr. Tadina havasisiko. End of story. What does that mean for your movement that is entirely based on just Dr. Masari? What does it mean for your own progression as a nation if it is just based on Dr. Emerson Mnangagwa? It is the same stupidity, horrendous stupidity that you find in Amendment Bill 2030. Because Amendment Bill 2030 is specifically premised around a personality. But I will think it is only this person who can take the nation forward. And if that person is not given more time to take the nation forward, there will be no development. It's idiotic. But the whole nation is suffering from the same disease. And I have to be very crude with my words because I think maybe that is the only way that we can be awakened. I think we have failed to address our own shortfallings because we tend to hold each other with kids' gloves. As we make a sense, nhasi vanhu vari kuronga kuti voita sesilinda sei kuti munge muchiita predicate munge muchicenter everything that you want the Zimbabwean dream on a personality.
What do you devil Linda, not Linda?
Izvozvo ndezvako zvokuti devil. I don't know devils and angels, and I don't know why you are allowing this. Who's managing the space? The guy who keeps on interjecting.
I kept on dropping him, and I think maybe Scotty keeps bringing him back. But if he continues, I will continue to be. I will stop working, and I will work on dropping him if he continues this.
So you have to at least be cognizant of that fact. Madzibaba weshanduko, regardless of which side he was coming from, his actual charges are inciting people to call for the end of the regime, which is essentially what the bulk of us here do. And if that idea is true to you and me, true to Tadini, true to Mati Rice, we should be in solidarity with him regardless of where he is at. It is like me saying I'm not going to support the steamer and crew, young kids, because they do not belong in our institution. It is madness. What we are supporting when it comes to steamer and the college kids that have been arrested is that they have the same idea. The idea is not 2030. The idea is not the continuation of ZANU-PF hegemony. That is what we are saying no to. Where they are coming from, it doesn't matter. Whether you've ever been part of ZINAS, it doesn't matter. But the extent to which they go to defend that idea to the point whereby they present their bodies to actually be exposed to genuine danger is what we should be speaking about and emphasize. I have to also say, we have promoted Budofo for too long. I've heard a lot of backlash on this, but I think we have to start speaking in that crude language so that people know what is bad and what is good. I think people have forgotten the premise, the basis of Ichichiri Budofo. Just being unable to do the right thing. Budofo kuda kutraya kudefenda isusu ma-opposition institution where we have failed. Zvamuri kuita kuti tikusapota Madzibaba weshanduko on the basis of something that is ad hoc, chisina kurongwa, is a good thing, but it is not sustainable. The opposition should, as different oppositions, we should have groups that, or a wing that exists in the party that is intended to cover welfare of our own comrades that have suffered on the hands of the regime, and also those that are in line with our ideologies, that find themselves at the edge of the world because they are doing some things that promote and that align themselves with attributes. We have not reached that capacity as institutions because of two reasons. One, the opposition is not thinking in that way. How do I defend and promote my own people to participate more? Two, the opposition that had that capacity is now destroyed. Maidai musiri kumhanya nyaya yasitima sema-middle aged men and women, dai nyaya yasitima itori more on fire because you had a youth vanguard that has been destroyed. And we have to start to speak of building such wings within the political institution because they cover zvinhu zvakafanana neizvi. Izvezvi Madzibaba ashanduko and another grouping that is extremely focused just on his flight. And then because a formal grouping that exists within the party, a formal wing that exists to manage funds that are there for whether it is family welfare, whether it is legal battle, that do not merely depend on the goodwill of people that can easily switch off their goodwill. Because mati anogona kungouzwa mangwana kuti kumba kwenyuwo inini kwaita problem iri serious, haakwanisi kuramba achiita iwa rega ndiendese $5 yangu kwaMadzibaba eshanduko, because there is now a dire need. But an institution cannot do that, because if it is committed that it's going to give everyone from the party or associated with the idea of the party $100 every month, it has to do that. But we keep on trying to defend some institution rather than tifunge kuti tinofanira kudzokera kuno-emphasize the strengths of institutions, then step into them, participate and build this resilience that we need. That is what really hurts me. But I think I'll pause here. This is an issue that is very dear to my heart, because I think I even wrote an article, and they are forgotten. No one talks about more blessing anymore. And what are the consequences to the children? What is the welfare? No one talks about Reverend Messiah anymore. It is just a passing story. No one talks about Tondera Indira. It's vibrant. It's just something that happened. But institutions are not permitted to have that forgetfulness. Institutions should have a running trust that intends to make sure that those people that are left behind are catered for. You do not create a poverty, extreme, that makes everyone not want to participate. Do you know the key reason why Zimbabweans don't want to participate in the politics? Because vanokubvunza kuti kana ndikaenda vana vangu vanosara nani, who is going to care? Iye ari kumberiwo uri kutaura kuti sindandoziva mwana wangu ndachacheuka, because hatombokwanisi semunhu haana capacity kudaro. But an institution would have the capacity to trace all those victims that are left behind. They are victims, but we sit here and try to komberera udofu. Post, back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tadini. Who did I say was next there? Go ahead, Ometa.
Yes, thank you, Mqini. Ndachida kadialogue naMati. Mati wati Madzibaba vakabatsirwa naChamisa vari kuJeri zvinowedzera utsinye sei?
Endo ndofunga unonoka kuya panapa ndandichiti madi kusiya munhu anga achitaura nyaya iyoyo tanzwa zvanga achitaura ndikati ari kutaura pfungwa dzake hazvina kunzi zvabva kune pati kana chii. Ndikatoti inini panga achitaura is something chandakambonzwa achitaurwa nevanhu kuti vanotya kuti akapota achivhakacha ikoko chichi pane point yanga achitaura but havana kupedza kuitaura. Handizozva kuti kana kuti vazongodonhwa kana kuti vadonhedzwa. Ipoindi haisi point yangu yanga ichitaurwa. Is something chandataura kuti madi kusiya apedza nyaya yacho tainzwisisa.
Ya, okay, vanotaura izvozvo ukavanzwa vataura kuti zvavari kutaura ndezvekunyeba. Yadeuka
Aiwa hatingamboto vari kunyeba vanenge vane point yavo dai tamusiya ataura point yake tanzwa kuti iri kubva
right,
kupi.
it's okay. Ndandangozvinzwa uchizvitaura but ndichitaura nekunzwa kwandaiita maererano naye hakuna chinhu chinonzi hanzi ndichanyebedzera kunge ndisiri kuwirirana newe nekuti vanozokuitira utsinye. Yadeuka apa kutotorwa kwaakaita nezvaaida kuita zvinobatsira munhu wese, wedha aizvita ari kwageza nekuti anga aito inclination yekuti panenge pangaitwa kaavenue kekuti ndikwanise kubatsira nyika yangu, wedha zviri kubva kuna Geza, ini ndirewo kwaChamisa, hatina basa nazvo, but akazviita vakatomutora ari mukati. Hapana secret kana kuda kunatsurudza kuti handifaniri kuzoonekwa ndichimuvhizita nekuti vanozoitirwa utsinye achinzenzi unoshanyirwa nevanhu vekuMDC inozi CCC. That's not an excuse. Yadeuka munhu ari mujeri. and vanotoziva kwaanobva. Hapana secret yekuda kuwanda ndochezvandada kutaura, hapana chaunowanda nacho apa. Munhu achida kubatsirwa anongobatsirwa pachena, ari mujeri. There's no more secrecy apa. Chekuti tingati hanzi panoda kuitwa tiptoe around, aiwa, hapana izvozvo. Munhu anongobatsirwa direct. Buda pachena, zvese toramba chingoita ambiguous here nayako mani.
Mhm.
Zvese.
And Ometa, on this one, I'd almost wanted Dr. Tadini to comment on this one, because when Magneto or REC mentions that it is a strategy that the best thing to happen for Madzibaba is for someone like Nelson Chamisa to stay away, because if he interacts or brings his plight out in the open, he will be forever arrested. That's a threat.
Yeah, and it's also it's a very weak strategy yekuti hanzi ufoti havazivi kuti Madzibaba ndiwo kwachamise. Madzibaba vakabatirwa nyaya yekuti vakaonekwa vari muaction vachiedza kuda kubatsira nyika nekono ravangaona rekwanageza. Saka musafunge kuti hanzi you can outsmart munhu anokusunga, kuti hanzi ndomautsmata nekupretenda kunge tisiri tese nechingomuona from a distance. Havasi vanhu vadiki, zvimwe zvacho tuma strategy twacho zvishwaka tosaka muchizoshorwa pane mamwe matare muchinzi bvai
Guys, I think we are focusing on the minor because
No, hold on, Mati, hold on, Mati.
Ometa ataure nyarara.
Chimbambira
Ometa is on
uzoresponda
the
hapo
right
paproblem.
road.
I think he was saying our opinion yake
But also ndiri kutsinhira nekuti iwo ndakunzwa uchiti wakambozvinzwawo futi zvichitaurwa kumwe apart from uyu. Saka ndiri kutaura kuti strategy dzacho dzemaambiguous acho ka mamwe acho ari peti, tinotonge tuma-high school get together kunge tuma-forces twevana vadiki, tumwe munhu anokusunga unga chii chaungamuplanire kana atoo mujeri zvitori nani kutobuda muri mhomho muchitaura kuti muburitsei kuti vagare vatoziva kuti uyu haabatwa uyu tabata munhu asiriye, hona zvazvaakuita manje. Manje mukapota muchitonge muri kuruma mufuridzira muchitonge muri kuita ambiguous, pese yangowa ambiguous, anourayiwa ikokoko.
Thank you for that, Ometa. And since we do have a political player, Tadini, on that particular issue, I would have wanted to interact with you. Is that if someone in your organization, would you be scared of Ed? I don't even know even if you are scared whether that person lives or dies. It's beyond your power. I don't know, but let me hear from you what you say, because I found that sentiment from RAC very
I
disconcerting.
didn't
But
understand it too.
I may be wrong.
Yeah. So,
Dr. Tadini
Tadini,
has
no,
said
I'll say,
something. Leave him alone.
I'll,
Let's
I
get
will say
someone
this.
else.
Let
Tadini is
Ometa
speaking
land.
nonsense here.
Yeah, guys, Mune powers. Thank you very much. Mugdini, I'll say this. Again, I think maybe it's a Monday, so patience is shoma. Tino pembedza udofu. That is absolute hogwash. Political prisoners have survived because prominent figures have made noise. Prominent figures that are political. Because the prominent figure keeps the international eye on that person. So chero uri mujeri, you are safe because a prominent figure is talking about you. You are not poisoned because they fear the reaction of the whole world. All of a sudden, wamuka wakunzwa akurwara. But we keep on praising Hudofo, ladies and gentlemen, and giving Hudofo too much time. That's what is the problem with our hive mind, our combined consciousness. When I talk about our hive mind, ndikutaura kufunga kwesociety yedu as a combination, not as individuals. We might have individuals that properly understand these matters and individuals that maybe do not fully conceptualize them. But the reason why the rest of us didn't seem as if we're all drafted is because we allow Hudofo who see no standard anywhere else in the world. Common reasoning, ndikutaura Hudofo kuti kana mbuya wangu avadaro. Mbuya vangu vanotokudza padare kuti aiwa toda kuramba takatarisa kuti muri kumuendesa kupi kuti tiziye kuti muchamuitei. So anyone who tells you that aiwa no, in order to protect someone I have to pretend that I'm not seeing what is happening, I have to stay away from that person, is an utter liar. They're saying absolute rubbish, hogwash that has never been proven. Internationally, you can Google as I'm speaking, how do political prisoners survive? Even Wana Mugabe, how did they survive? Even Wana Nelson Mandela, how did they survive for 4 years in prison? They didn't survive because people pretended they were not related to him and they were far away from him. No. Even when Agapesra Makana who were prominent figures in the Catholic Church made noise about it, made trips, bishop they made trips kuenda unoona Pope kuti ko muri kuti chine zvemukomana akasunga. Pope haana kukwanisa kumubudisa, but airamba achiti ndiri kumuona kuti muri kumuitei, tiri kukuonai kuti muri kumuitei. And that stays the hand of the oppressor. Even if the oppressor doesn't take you out of prison, it stays their hand. It limits the extent to which they go, because there's always a spotlight that is circulated around you. Now, I am glad that the person did not say, the person is not claiming that it is Nelson who said this, because this is utter rubbish. This is utter rubbish, and I think we have to be honest with it.
Akuda doctor anoti utter rubbish or udofo. Doctor idofo akanyorerwa PhD. How can you say someone udofo or for this?
Thank you for that, Dr. Dadini. Thank you for those sentiments, because I'm not a politician. I wouldn't have articulated. It gave me a little bit of a shock when I.
Yeah.
Host, please be very careful. Be very careful with what you are doing. Engage with me. We are engaging with the doctor who is a.
You will engage in an orderly fashion. We all know how space is.
I hadn't landed, but
okay.
Without Dr. Tadini kuti.
Yeah. Wait, phela Ometa lawo phela ungaziphonga uzifaka ngenkani.
Hayi, didn't I start with Mama?
Yes, talk to me, and then I give you the floor. You can go ahead.
My leader. I did not tell the doctor. Mataura ine nzira yekuti ndatadza kutaura asi zvamataura ndizvozvo chaizvo. Hakuna excuse iyo ndatadza kuinzwisisa, ndinokutendai. Ndizvozvo chaizvo. Munhu anofanira kutoramba achitowandirwa. Muchienda muchinovaona Madzibaba weshanduko kusvika vanhu vabvunza kuti amboraniko iye. Kwete kuti hanzi hatifaniri kuita kunge tinomuziya, vanozomuitira utsinye ikoko. Ndokufa kwakaita ana Dzamara. Kokuti vanhu vanongomuita kunge vasingamuziye last minute kuti aenda munhu unoda kusumudza musoro. Garai matoisa attention paari achisvikirwa, achionekwa, achiitwa sei, tichimuposta zvese. That works better. Chamisa anofanira kunge achitomirizika achitaura kuti buritsai munhu wangu iye direct. Thank you, Mkwimi.
Thanks very much, Ometa. And the next one after you, I've forgotten who it was. I think it's Anodiwa.
No, you don't want me to talk.
No, I put you.
Give me the chance.
It was someone before you.
Where am I supposed to talk? I was raising the hand.
Nobody is going to puzzle you. Behave yourself.
So give me time. I'm just remaining calm.
Behave yourself. Nobody's going to take away your freedom to speak. You are a citizen of Zimbabwe. You have the right to be heard. And so do others. So just behave yourself. Don't act like a spoiled child who has dropped his toys out of the pram and screams all over the place.
You can't let Dr. Tadini say me foolish to Zimbabweans. That they don't know what they are doing. Who is kind of a doctor is he?
The mic to respond to Dr. Tadini.
Come on, Mkwimi. Is it difficult just maybe to just give him opportunity of 4 minutes?
It is not difficult, Scotty. It is not difficult. It is absolutely not, Scotty. It is up to Scotty. That is why. And the disruption has been, Scotty, the disruption has been coming from him. And I've been dropping him to stop him from disrupting and throwing us into this quandary, not to take away his right to speak.
Why are you doing that then, research, disrupting all the time?
Yeah, he's been doing it consistently for the past almost an hour.
Yeah, don't do that, my leader, research. We'll give you 4 minutes, then we move to another speaker. We got new speakers, my Rasta. We got a lot of people. Anodiwa, they've been waiting there. So let's just have a respectful dialogue here. We all giving each other feedback.
He can come in after there was one speaker before him who was to speak after Ometa. I forget it.
No, just give him now. Give him now 4 minutes.
Yeah, but he mustn't railroad everyone. Let him learn like a child to wait his turn as a principle, rather than to capture the space until he doesn't want to act like a child. He has his place, and I gave him his place in the lineup, and he will have it, and he will speak freely like a Zimbabwean. Anodiwa, go ahead.
Murisei maZimbabweans. Akomana. Dr. Tadi, Murisei. We see the good job you are doing. we are reposting and we think the message is going across. That's wonderful. We need more people like you to tell the story of our oppression and to continue share those stories. We all need now to salute Mr. Scott. You need to be given a doctorate for your courage. It's quite unfortunate that Zimbabweans don't realize sources of doctorates. When you create an entity that provides livelihood to your society or to your people, that work you are creating creates recognition on what you are doing. So imagine, I want all speakers to take this imagination. You are in ZBC. The whole nation is listening to you. And you behave in a rowdy manner. Will Zimbabweans find a leader in you? Or they will not find a leader at all? That is one thing you need to ask yourself before you open the mic or before you start criticizing another speaker. Approach the platform with dignity. Follow the subject matter and benefit the listeners. And also allow the other speakers to shape your presentation. Okay, let me